No blowers, no turbos, no nitrous, no problem. It's been some time since I've messed around with BeamNG.drive. Since then, we've got a whole bunch of new parts and toys to play with on the drag strips in the game available free straight from the repository. Today we'll check out some of those toys and in the process, inadvertently get a pretty good demonstration of the impact of vehicle weight versus on-track performance. Hello everybody, welcome to Hirochi Dragway. Tucked away at the side of the Hirochi Raceway complex, this quite new to the game prepped quarter-mile drag strip comes with all the same working timing and stuff as a West Coast strip, but with twice the frame rate, making it a great place to come play. I have spent much of the past couple years playing with and creating entire classes using an older version of Mio's drag parts and Mio's funny car engine mod right here on the channel, and have had a lot of fun doing it. In this video, I'm happy to introduce a new class for the channel that I call NA Outlaws. Outlaw for this channel refers to anything using or acquiring game mods. The NA stands for naturally aspirated. Think pro stock but cool. I call it this because new to the Mio's Funny Car Engines mod is an option to run fully naturally aspirated, and a choice of 6 performance or 1 street long block. In its meanest form, this combination makes 1984 brake horsepower. For today, I've stuffed one under the hood of every vehicle for which it's compatible, and I'll be counting down the top 10 of those. Along with the new engine combination, with the upgraded version of Mio's drag parts, we get reworked variable torque converters in between a new line of upgraded adjustable drag transmissions, fully adjustable 4-link suspensions or some drag racing specific equivalent, and better and more adjustable wheelie bars. The cars you'll be seeing here today are in full body trim, meaning all the doors, hoods, trunks, etc. remain. All of them will be running the same 5-speed automatic drag racing transmission, and all of the cars will be putting the power down through the same 29x12 default grip ball drag slicks, meaning no grip multipliers. With only 1984 brake horsepower, these provide more than enough grip if the car is set up right, yet remain enough of a challenge to be fun when they're not. If you enjoy this, hit that thumbs up. If this is the sort of thing you're into, subscribe to the channel for more. Okay, kicking things off at number 10 on the list is the Gavril D-Series. The D-Series has often been a chore to reel in at times on previous builds of the game and mods. Fitted with the new 4-link suspension in back, however, it now seems to be an easier beast to tame. What makes it the slowest on this list is its 4,456 pound weight. It's a bit of a tank. Naturally aspirated D-Series runs a 7.509 at 181 miles per hour and change. Number 9 on the list, weighing in at 4,128 pounds, is the Bruckell Bastion. The Bastion here is now fitted with a new Pro Drag 4-link rear suspension, much like the D-Series. And most of the cars on this list actually, making a car that already handled a lot of power quite well, even better. Today, however, with the more modest power levels, the performance rankings all come down to weight. Less than 300 pounds in the pickup with much less aero drag, Bruckell Bastion runs a 7.220 at almost 190 miles per hour. Number 8 on the list is, no surprise, the next lightest car on the list. This is the Gavril Bluebuck. Weighing in at almost 300 pounds lighter than the Bastion at 3,840 pounds, but also far smaller and much more aerodynamic than the pickup. Weight will continue to be a deciding factor today, but don't expect any more 3/10 improvements going forward. Gavril Bluebuck runs a 7.173 at 190 miles per hour and change. Next up at number 7, weighing in at 3,813 pounds, is the Gavril Grand Marshal. I've always liked the Grand Marshals, but getting them to launch and stay straight through a full quarter mile had sometimes been a chore. Again, with the new parts, most of these cars are much simpler to get sorted in the chassis department. Grand Marshal runs a 7.121 at 194 miles per hour. Just 27 pounds lighter than the Bluebuck, but about 30 years newer in body style, results in 500 off the ET and an extra 4 miles per hour top speed in the quarter mile. Up next at number 6 might be a surprise to some by looking at it compared to the cars we've seen so far, but nearly halfway up this list is the Burnside Special. The Burnsides have gotten some love from the developers themselves of late, as well as some new parts from Neos. I've yet to take the time to do a really high-powered version of one of these since the updates, but I'm optimistic that it'll be a little easier than before. This version comes in at 3,788 pounds, 27 pounds lighter, and 1 rank higher than the Grand Marshal. And the Burnside's doing what a Burnside does. That just went wrong almost right from the start, and is a good example of what happens when your cat decides to jump into your lap the moment you release a trans brake. Okay, as fun as that was, I would kick the cat out of the room for the rest of this video and give the Burnside another hit. After what might be the least traumatic pass by a Burnside on this channel ever, we got a 7.067 at 194 miles per hour and change on the time slip, and the first car in the 7.0s today so far. When carrying double the horsepower or more than it is today, the Bruckell Moonhawk usually comes in as one of the heavyweights in the class. In this class, well, it's it's a bit too much of a heavyweight to come in on this list any higher than number 5. One of the few cars to feature a tube frame, this version of the Moonhawk weighs in at 3,693 pounds here today. Bruckell Moonhawk lays down a 7.045 at 197 miles per hour. While these are far from the quickest cars I've built for this channel, I do enjoy driving them. They leave hard and sound great all the way down track. Number 4 is another classic. This is the Gavril Barstow. I've always enjoyed working with the Barstows in any combinations over the years. It's always been fun and mostly fast with a touch of unpredictable. This version here today is another featuring a tube chassis, and it comes in at a nearly respectable 3,338 pounds, making it more than 300 pounds lighter than the Moonhawk. The lightest of the classics runs the first 6 of the day at 6.936 at 203 miles per hour. 300 pounds lighter than the Moonhawk works out to a little more than a tenth on the racetrack and 6 miles per hour in speed. Number 3 on the list is one of the newest cars to receive some love from the folk at Mio's. This is the ETK 800 series. Now coming with all the same drag specific parts and goodies as its sister K series has had for some time, I'm sure this will be a fun addition to the lineup going forward. Coming in at 3,267 pounds, the 800 series comes in just 71 pounds lighter than the Barstow. One is shaped like a brick, one like a bullet. Let's see how it plays out. ETK 800 series lays down a 6.804 at 208 miles per hour. Number 2 on the list is, of no surprise, the second lightest of the cars here today. Coming in at 3,210 pounds, this is the Bruckell Le Gran. Another of the cars to get some added love from me was drag parts. This is another one I'm looking forward to turning up the wick on sometime soon. I really love the way this thing sits. Reminds me of an old school Pro Stock from the 80s, minus the pizza box hood scoop. Bruckell Le Gran runs a 6.780 at 204 miles per hour. It's nearly 60 pounds lighter than the 800 series, but just 200s quicker and about 4 miles per hour slower. I gotta wonder if that's an aerodynamic or a setup thing. With 11 cars to build for this, I really only spent as much time as needed to get each car sorted out to make straight A to B passes. I'm sure there's improvements to be found in each given some more time. The number one car on the list of quickest naturally aspirated outlaws is the ETKK series, coming in more than 100 pounds lighter than the Bruckell Le Gran at 3,092 pounds. If you've not learned the importance of weight in drag racing by now in this video, I don't know what else to tell you. In BeamNG, until you're dealing with more horsepower than you can effectively use, whatever car you're building, lighter is better. Stage 6 performance block naturally aspirated ETKK series tops the list today, running a 6.713 at 209 miles per hour. Well, for anyone that's played enough BeamNG to know the approximate weight of each of these cars here today, this would have been completely anticlimactic. Not that it was a barn burner for the rest of us, but I did have fun building the cars and playing with the new toys. It was nice to get back to some BeamNG content. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Until next time, keep it in your own damn lane.